kind, you are patriotic, and I know that we have so many patriots right here in this great crowd. I would ask so that we may honor you, those of you who have served our country in uniform in the past or are serving today, raise your hand and let us thank you. By cleaning up the corruption on Wall Street and the greed that brought us the housing crisis. We're going to help our retirees keep their savings and investments, and we're going to help all of us to afford health care. We're going to help our students pay for college. Our pro-growth, pro-private sector agenda will get this economy back on track. What we're going to do is bring tax relief to every American and to every small business. You know, when it comes to taxes, you're going to have such a real clear choice. Very stark contrast here on November 4th. Clear choice. And I want to talk about this for a minute because our opponent is not being candid with you about his tax plans. And it is not mean-spirited, and it is not negative campaigning to call someone out on their plans and their record and their association. So we're going to do it. Calling someone out on their record is in fairness to you, to the voters of America. And what you have to do is really listen to our opponent's words. You have to hear what he is saying with his plans, because he is hiding his real agenda of redistributing your hard-earned money. He says that he's for a tax credit, which is when government takes more of your money and gives it away to someone else according to their priorities. John McCain and I, we are for a real tax cut, which is when government just takes less of your income in the first place. Joe Biden calls higher taxes patriotic. But Joe the plumber said to him, it sounded like socialism. Didn't seem real pleased. It seems that the campaign stage photo op got ruined that day by a real person's question. Joe wanted more than just a handshake and a campaign button. He wanted some real answers. So our opponent asked a real and a simple, a straightforward question. And he spoke for a lot of Americans with that question. At a recent McCain rally, there was a man there named Tito Munoz, who owns a small construction company, and we call him Tito the Builder. Tito is not pleased with how the Obama campaign and some of the media friends there have been roughing up Joe the plumber. And Tito has a question of his own. Barack Obama won't like this one either. His question, he wants to know, and I quote, "Why the heck are you going after Joe the plumber? Joe the plumber has an idea, he has a vision, he has a future, he wants to be something else. Why is that so wrong?" And Tito is an immigrant from Colombia, and he has this reminder for us also. He says, "Everything is possible in America. I made it. Joe the plumber could make it even bigger than me. I was born in Colombia, but I was made in the USA." That way, I guess if you work hard and you want to get ahead and you don't want your dreams dashed by the Obama tax increase plan, if you believe that America is that land of possibilities, then you're Joe the plumber too, and we're all in this together. Yes. Understand that his plan to redistribute wealth will ultimately punish hard work, and it discourages productivity, and it will stifle the entrepreneurial spirit that made this country the greatest country on earth. is more big government. That's not the solution. Instead of taking more and spreading your wealth around, what John and I want to do is spread opportunity so that people like you and Joe the plumber can create new wealth. And now Obama is proposing nearly $1 trillion more in new government growth, but he doesn't tell you where those trillions of dollars will come from. They can only come from higher taxes. Big government spenders, too, if you think about it, who would control the House, the Senate, the White House. The power there, the monopoly of power, is something that we need to be discussing in these last 10 days of this campaign. Unchecked power there with control by big spender, big government agenda in all three, House, Senate, White House. The lessons I believe that we have taught our kids would start to erode. Those lessons about work ethic, hard work being rewarded, and productivity being rewarded. And lessons about the virtues of freedom and independence while being generous and compassionate with others. Higher taxes, more government, misusing the power to tax leads to government moving into the role of some believing that government then has to take care of us. And government kind of moving into the role as the other half of our family, making decisions for us. Now, they do this in other countries where the people are not free. Let us fight for what is right. John McCain and I, we will put our trust in you, not in government. We will let you keep more of what you earned and produce for all. Now, as mayor, let me tell you a little bit about my own track record as a mayor and a governor so you know where I have been and where I would help lead this country. Up there in Alaska, I eliminated personal property taxes and I eliminated small business inventory taxes. See, reducing those and other taxes and fees, those things that just would hamper growth and grow bureaucracy, we made our town a place where businesses could grow and thrive, where we could literally hang that shingle outside our city front door saying, we want businesses there. We want businesses to grow and to thrive and prosper. And it worked. These wonderful economic indicators of success that prove that common sense conservatism, it works, and our community took off. And then as governor, nearly $500 million in wasteful spending in the earmarks up there. We suspended our state fuel tax, and now we're returning a chunk of our state surplus right back to the people of Alaska because it's their money and they can spend it better than government can spend it for them. John and I will use that same approach to reform Washington. We will never forget that we will be there to work for you, accountable to you, the people who would hire us. We will be there fighting for you, the people of America.